It obviously facilitates transport as well, reduce the costs of transport and make it just a lot more easy to do. Ease of storage, again for the consumer when they get home, so post-purchase but prior to that act of consumption. Facilitates that storage for them, whether that's in the shelf or whether it's in the refrigerator, for instance. Some more. It's also important to realise that it facilitates that ease of storage and the sale on retail shelves if that's where your product is going to be ending up. So in many instances you want to actually make it easy for people who are selling your product to be able to sell your product. And so that means working with them maybe and being able to package your product in such a way that it's going to be able to facilitate them so that they're more likely to want to stock your product. It's easier for them to restock the shelves, it stacks easily, or whatever it is that helps them reorder and restock their shelves so that your product can be hopefully in prime display, in a prime position, maybe ahead of some of your competition because they haven't worked with or haven't met the needs of those intermediaries. It also facilitates the ease of use or consumption, makes the product easy to consume in some ways or use, ease to prepare it. It obviously also facilitates the whole idea of, makes a whole almost like product category of the pre-prepared, ready-to-eat meals. And so packaging obviously facilitates that, which is a highly value-added process. And also importantly allows for standardisation of the offerings. It's kind of like that McDonald's effect. You walk into any McDonald's around the world and you actually know what to expect from the service and the product that they're delivering. A Big Mac in Berlin will taste much the same as a Big Mac in the States as a Big Mac in Australia. So the same can be said of packaging. It allows you to facilitate that standardisation of offering. I mean, how much difference is there and do you expect from a product that is in a pouch or in a can or something like that? There's actually a high degree of standardisation so consumers know what to expect. Now that might come into some other issues of product integrity or information perhaps because with the assurance that it offers, but I've put it under as a functional reason. But overarching all of these is that the main reason or the main benefit that consumers get from that is issues to do with convenience. Packaging makes it convenient, makes it easy and simple for consumers to buy, consume your product and buy more of your product because really that's what you want to have happen at the end of the day. So what about safety reasons? Issues to do with safety and product integrity are also another crucial area of reasons for engaging in packaging. Reducing spoilage is important so that your product can actually keep and it extends the life of your product. Reduce damage during shipping is important. Also, of course, product safety issues, product security, so there's various ways of making sort of tamper-evident or tamper-proof packaging so that it's obvious if people have been tampering with your product. And to some extent, that then offers the benefit of being able to ensure that or try and minimise the risk of product substitution, which can be an issue, particularly if you're looking to export your products over into other markets, in particular in the Asian region, China and so on. So tamper evidence, tamper proof and reducing substitution is important. And also just issues to do with that product integrity overall. Again, the benefit to the consumer is that they get trust and assurance from your product as well. That they can trust that what they're buying is your product and it's going to facilitate some kind of or meet some kind of preconceived idea of what they're expecting. So that issue to do with trust and assurance is absolutely important for people to wanting to buy your product instead of someone else's. There's also informational reasons. Packaging obviously allows you to provide information to the consumer at the point of sale, which is a very important time or decision point in the consumer decision purchase process to actually influence them. If you can influence someone as close to purchase as possible, you're going to have a lot more of an effect of being able to influence what they're going to do. The downside is that people don't really spend that much time in the retail environment actually evaluating stuff, so you haven't got a great deal of opportunity to do that. But if you can do it and do it well, it can be beneficial. It obviously allows you to provide various mandatory information, product labelling and so on, complying with labelling laws, the industry codes of practice and guidelines and so on about the materials, ingredients and so on. It also gives you an opportunity to do things like serving suggestions as well. So they're the informational reasons. And to an extent, the issues or the benefit that the consumer sees then is, again, this reduction in uncertainty. So you can provide them information, again, it's at that point of sale or point of purchase, and you can help reduce their uncertainty and make it easier, try and up that probability that they pick up your product from the shelf rather than one of your competitors. Of course, these days there's another reason. And that one is, does it come in green, or issues to do with environmentally friendliness and being able to increase your sort of green credentials and being able to demonstrate that your products are actually at the forefront of being friendly to the environment. So that's got to do with issues that packaging can help facilitate that with, is obviously reduction of weight, reduction of volume, as well as being able to use new materials which are a lot more friendly on the environment, that are recyclable, that are made from recyclable material or recycled materials as well. And so increasingly that's another aspect that's being looked for from marketers, is trying to improve the eco-friendliness or the environmental sustainability and so on of our product throughout the entire value chain or distribution chain to the consumer. And while you're at it, here's another list of stuff. So you want to make sure that through your packaging you don't adversely affect the sensory characteristics of the food, so everything to do with the taste, smell, colour, look and feel, the mouth feel of the product and so on. Whatever you do in your packaging, you want to make sure that you're going to be minimising the effect on the consumer in terms of these aspects. Fundamentally, the consumer is buying whatever that product is, and they have certain expectations about what that product is going to deliver in terms of these sensory characteristics. If you come up with a fantastic packaging solution that dramatically alters any of these aspects, or sometimes even minimally alters them, there might be quite deleterious effects later on because the consumer just might reject it. And really the role of marketing is to, or one of the roles of marketing is really to try and give the consumer as many reasons to buy your product, but at the same time minimising the reasons for them to not buy your product. So you really want to give consumers not any reason for them to reject your product out of hand. So to an extent what we're talking about is packaging which overlays with processing. I guess they're hand in hand, but we're really sort of focusing on the packaging aspect of it today. And so while you're at it, consumers also want it, if it's possible, through the packaging and through the various processing that goes along with that, to make it easier, quicker, more convenient to cook or prepare, make it easy to open, reseal, heat, don't burn me when I open it, and so on and so on. The list seems to be ad infinitum. And so consumers are a pretty picky lot. They don't ask for much, do they? But this one's for you. This is an aspect of a benefit of packaging which actually accrues back to you as the seafood marketer. And that is issues to do with promotional reasons, influencing the consumer, again, at that point of purchase, which is a vitally important aspect for marketing. So this is a photo which I took from someone I was sharing an office with. I don't know if you can tell there, it's kind of obscured. This was a day before I was giving a presentation to people from Simplot, and my colleague, I guess you don't have to guess too hard about what sex he or she was, had a bag full of canned tuna on the floor. And so I thought, can you work out what brand that is? It's pretty fuzzy in there, but I wonder if you can still even tell what that product is. So really the role of packaging, some people have referred to it as, it's the silent salesperson. It's that salesperson that's working for you in the store all the time. And so really what you want to make sure is that that salesperson is going to have the most chance of being effective. So if you were actually investing in a salesperson in the store, you're going to be making sure that they were doing everything possible that they could actually do to influence and convince the consumer.